Hi, everyone, and welcome to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. Sunshine at Strobel Field on a Saturday afternoon, and we are set for 8-man football between the Panthers of SMCC and the Tri-State Crusaders, a team made up of homeschooled kids from Northwest Ohio, Northern Indiana, and Southern Michigan, all in that little corner where the three states meet together. So you actually have students from 3 different states that make up this football team. Strobel Field at Cedar Point Stadium is the location. The Tri-State Crusaders committed 1-2 on the season. They picked up their first win of the year last week on the road when they beat New London 59-6, so they're getting in gear. Before that, the Crusaders only had scored 7 points in their previous matchup, so they really started turning things around last week. Your pregame is brought to you by Noble Axes. That's good old axe throwing in downtown Sandusky. And would you ever think you'd be going to someplace, I'm going to throw some axes tonight? So you go to a place and do it, and it's great fun. Give it a try if you haven't already. Toby Hammond with his game face on, meeting with the officials before they kick off in his second go-around, of course, at SMCC. Some of the cheerleaders from St. Mary's Central Catholic posing for pictures while being photobombed in the background by some other cheerleaders who are mad they didn't get in the picture as well. All right, it's kind of windy day, as you can tell, at the ball field. People's hair blowing all over the place, and these are the Crusaders right here in their Ohio State-looking kind of colors. They even had, I was looking up and down the roster, they even had an 8th grader listed on their roster. Don't know that he played, but, this 8-man football, it's not sanctioned by the OHSAA, so I guess anything goes. Panthers in their home blues getting set for action in this football game. Panthers had a good season so far from senior quarterback Aiden Kresser. He's done most of the work on the ground for the Panthers, carrying the ball 29 times for 268 yards and 5 touchdowns. For the first 2 games of the season, the Panthers have only thrown the ball 9 times, which they've completed 7. Here comes your Fan of the Week, and it's brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. See, Chuck's nodding in approval of his being named Fan of the Week. Chuck also just received an award from the city of Sandusky as well for his volunteerism, so it all fits. Fan of the Week, Chuck Lococo, brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. And there's wife Judy in the stands as well, getting set for, and you can see right there, the wind out of the south would definitely be a factor in this football game. Whoever's going south to north, indeed, has a little bit of the advantage in this game. Panthers marching band makes their entrance onto the field. Final meetings of the players before they get underway. A little interior pep talk, as you would have it. Seven of 9 for SBC, or for the SMCC Panthers through the air this year. That's good for only 56 yards with a touchdown and an interception as well.
Tanner, he's here. Front row, they go for it. Get down the ball. Make sure the ball's kicked on the front wall. If the ball's pushed through the air, you can fair catch it. All right, let's go. Where are they kicking?
We've got just about all the avenues covered right there by head coach Toby Notestein. And here's Toby Notestein, who kind of can't keep his hands out of the old game, which is really kind of nice to see. Pre-game sponsored by Noble Axes, which is axe throwing in downtown Sandusky at the marketplace. Here's a great look at some Sandusky Bay. We've got Old Fish and House. The Old Fish House in Huron bringing you our first quarter of action. You got knicks, snacks, BS facts, you name it, it all happens at the Old Fish House in Huron. They look over to the coal docks across Sandusky Bay. And here we go. Our first quarter of action will find the Panthers receiving the football. Pooch kick that just kind of bangs along the ground, and Panthers didn't really look like they knew what they wanted to do to cover it all up, but Ball goes that first 10 yards. It's open game for anybody. So here's Aiden Kresser handing the football off to start the game. Logan Vaccaro gets a yard. That would make it 2nd down and 9. And then you got Kyle West running for 11 to give the Panthers their first down of the game. The first down by anybody of the game. I got Andrew Fulham busting through for 13. You see the ball popping out, but that was after the play was dead. The Panthers are already at midfield with a first down. Kyle West for 1, making it 2nd down and 9. Trouble handling the snap that time by the quarterback Kresser. He still manages to pick up 10 yards down to the 39-yard line, where it is a Panther first down as we take another look here for Matthews Ford. Thankfully, the ball kind of popped right up to him again. And, we missed a little hold in there, didn't we, Mr. Official? 8-man football, 4-man rough crew, so they were a set of eyes short. I'll tell you what, wasn't much for Fulham, but he sure made the most of it. Did you early look at your scoreless Civista Bank scoreboard? St. Mary's Central Catholic and Tri-State. Opening series of the football game. This is the quarterback, Kresser. Hanging down right around the 30-yard line after a 5-yard pickup, so a 3rd and 1. You can see that is more than enough for the first down by Andrew Fulham. Let's look again at Vaccaro, the motion man. Play kind of veers into the line away from the motion and picks up Panther first down, number 4 here on the opening drive. Again, low snap from center. That play gets bogged down. And 2 yards for the quarterback, Aiden Kresser, to bring up 2nd down and 8 at the 23. Boy, a tough run by Andrew Fulham. 13-yard gain down to the 10-yard line where it's 1st and goal. No room for Kyle West. They'll lose a yard and make it 2nd down and goal on the 11. I mentioned the Panthers only thrown the ball 9 times total through their first 2 games. That one almost picked off, intended for Jackson Rutger. So 3rd down and goal on the 11. Here comes Andrew Fulham. And there goes Andrew, untouched to the end zone. That's the beauty of 8-man football. If you can get to the edge, there's not a lot of people to stop you out there. Take another look here for Matthews Ford. Aiden Kresser. And the 13th play of the drive for Andrew Fulham. It looked like it was bound to go off left tackle, but nothing there. Fulham bounces it outside, sees a nice hole, and takes it to the end zone. Kind of looked like Oregon running against Ohio State, didn't it? Take it left side, nobody home. 11-yard touchdown run by Fulham, and the Panthers on the board first. This is your Restore Pro Red Zone replay. Restore Pro Disaster Cleanup and Restoration. As we're looking at, see, tried to duck in behind left tackle, but there was nothing there. So it's off to the corner for 6. Your Restore Pro Red Zone Replay. Brought to you by Restore Pro Disaster Cleanup and Restoration Service. Two-point conversion attempt. The snap rolls back, and Kresser rolls across the goal line and into the end zone for the two-point conversion. 13-play, 75-yard drive. Took 6 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock from the start of the game, and the Panthers jump out to an 8-0 lead. You can see Kresser again for Matthews Ford digging that snap out of the turf and taking it to the house for 2. So a good start for the offense. And let's see if the defense can do their part as well.
Yeah, the St. Mary's GLC class is hosting a Chuck and Duck competition today. Ducks can be purchased in the
He's a good Jonathan McClung coming up to that football and just falls off the tee as he was getting there. He duffs it along the ground. A lot of east and west running here, but not much north and south. Chris Robinson on the stop. Tri-State on offense for the first time in the game.
There we go. Way to get a stop.
That's it.
Not much doing on first down. It's second down and 8. Their running back is Isaiah Graber, a sophomore at 6 feet tall. Jackson Rutger, first man on the stop there. Then he carried a couple of yards, about 4 of them, to bring up a third down and 4 at midfield. There's Graber again.
Come on, Tommy!
Needing 4, picking up 3. It's 4th and 1. And as you can see, the Panther defense right there to make the stop. So you've got a great drive by the offense to start the game. And immediately following that, the defense comes out and holds them to a 4 and out. On 4th and 1, look at that defense. There's nobody being moved. You got Dominic Fatenini, Jackson Rutger falling in there, Parker Casper, all combining for a 4th down stop, and the Panthers take it over on their own 46-yard line. Here is your Sandusky Bay Pancake House pancake tackle of the ball game. Graber coming in there, and Dominic Fatenini, and Jackson Rutger. That's it. It's all she wrote. Like, as he used to say, Sergeant Schultz on Hogan's Heroes, remember? Flatter than a pancake. It's your pancake tackle of the game for Sandusky Bay Pancake House. Good start for both the offense and defense, and now the offense back on the field, but that ball keeps rolling back to the quarterback. And that causes a yard loss. Make it 2nd and 11. And then Andrew Fulham on the run around the side loses the handle on the football. Alertly covered up by Jackson Rutger. 3rd down and 9. We'll take another look at where this ball came out as Fulham looks like he's on his way down when it comes out. He's got that football pretty well wrapped up. And then as he's coming down right there, it's loose before he gets to the ground. It's got to be the worst feeling in the world. You know you fumbled the ball. You're reaching back for it, but his body couldn't get there because of all the traffic on top of him. But Jackson Rutger, man on the spot. 3rd down and 9 for the Panthers, and here comes Fulham again. This time it's well covered by the Crusaders to bring up a 4th down and 11.
3 mistakes in a row. Tell 13 to tie his shoe there. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, 13, tie your shoe. We don't want you to get hurt here. Look at this. That's a horrible snap. Snaps have been an issue in this game, and it caused Parker Casper to unleash a 7-yard kick. And Tri-State starts on their 48-yard line. Again, Isaiah Graber to the attack for 2. It's 2nd down and 8. Now the quarterback, Corbin White. First time they haven't gone to Graber, and the play fake works well as White carries for 7 yards to make it 3rd down and 1 on the Panther 43. Again, not needing a lot. White picks up 3. That is the first down of the ball game for Tri-State. And there's your first quarter. Goes quickly when you got a lot of running of the football. 1 quarter of play. It is St. Mary's Central Catholic holding an 8-0 lead over the Tri-State Crusaders with our next 8 minutes of action. Boy, can't get my mind off basketball, I guess. Next 12 minutes of action coming up here in just a couple of moments on your North Coast Game of the Week. Where is this picture being taken? Well, you've got to know by now. Just a little bit of, partiality here in this shot. It's the world-famous Paddle Bar in downtown Sandusky, and they are bringing you our second quarter of action on the Game of the Week as all these folks in the stands are showing how bad their shots are. Nobody hit the target. Nobody landed on the target, so it's closest to the target wins something, although I'm not sure what. But boy, they're all into it. It's good stuff. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard showing an 8-0 Panther lead as we get ready to go to quarter number 2. Tri-State holding on to the ball. Corbin White now airing the football out and going incomplete downfield from the Panther 27-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Corbin White is just a sophomore quarterback for Tri-State. See him getting his formation organized. Much of that organization had to do with this. Now the Panther lead now chopped to 8-6. You watch White. You reset a receiver from left to right, off the play fake and the option, cuts it up. Panthers created a hole right there, and White once again into the secondary. Night-night. 27-yard touchdown run. And now something we don't see much of in 8-man football. A kicker actually kicking extra points. And it's good. So an 8-7 Panther lead. Their kicker is George Johnson. There you look at the Saturday afternoon crowd gathered at Strobel Field at Cedar Point Stadium to take in the Panthers and Crusaders. Comes Logan Vaccaro with a return of the kickoff. You wrinkled my sideline. 1st and 10 out at the 25-yard line. Fake handoff, and there goes Aiden Kresser through the middle to pick up 3. So it would be 2nd down and 7. Target was Jackson Rutger. Pass him and incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Go!
Well, penalties, miscues, losses, holding the Panthers back after opening up the game with a great drive. And now we're playing a field position game with Tri-State starting on the Panther 45-yard line. And now starting to open it up through the air as well. Pass completion to Elijah Casper. Pickup of 11 down to the St. Mary's 34-yard line.
Breakdown. Break.
See again that temporary sideline on the field marking the 8-man football sidelines.
We practiced all week for this. They didn't get the memo that they're supposed to roll over and play down. They came to play football. Let's go. Reed. Come on, defense.
How's that? Maybe they didn't get the memo that they weren't supposed to come and play football. I love it. Thanks for the support of local sponsors. Inviting you to keep it local as well. They are Matthews Ford, Toft Funeral Home and Crematory, Hermes-Parker Concrete, Noble Axes, Payne, Nickles and Company, Sandusky Steel and Supply, Steinemann Hafner Insurance. Special thanks to all those folks for keeping it local, and you can keep it local with these folks as well. Corbin White with a quarterback draw as the Crusaders get back to second quarter action, driven out of bounds after a first down. Two-yard pickup to the Panther 20-yard line. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard. Panthers nursing a 1-point lead here in the second quarter. Morgan Eicher carrying for a first down to the 9. And now the Crusaders closing in for what would be the lead score. They've got it second down and goal on the Panther 4. Good little forward pitch. Well, that looked like a touchdown, didn't it? But you could hear the official yelling the knee was down. So that puts it at the 1-yard line where it's third and goal. And how's this for defense? Not here on third and goal from the 1. It's a 1-yard loss for Isaiah Graber, and now fourth down and goal on the 2.
This is Signs of Good Business. Keep it local. Brady Signs. Toft Funeral Home and Crematory. Stephen J. Toft, owner. S&H Blinds and Floors. Wendy's. The Crimus Company, Asphalt, Concrete, and Excavation. Pizza House West.
Here's the pylon on the temporary sidelining that St. Mary's has set up. Remember the last couple of years they did those cones along the sidelines, and this stuff is much better. Well, here we go. Fourth down and goal for Tri-State on the Panther 2-yard line, trying to grab their first lead of the ball game. Can the Panther defense hold them off? There goes Corbin White, the quarterback, easily into the end zone. And that puts the Crusaders in the lead at 13-8. We'll watch again for Matthews Ford Lincoln. It even wasn't much of an option, as it looked like the running back started going one way, the quarterback went the other. So it was Corbin White or nobody. And White takes it the distance. Extra point conversion right here from George Johnson. That's a good job of the snapper getting that ball down. The holder hit its a 14-8 lead for Tri-State on our Civista Bank scoreboard. Panthers will start on their 22-yard line. Some words of wisdom, and Logan Vaccaro brings the play on from the sidelines. Well, there's that bad snap again. Ball popped loose on 2 different occasions. And at the bottom of the pile, you can see the struggle still going on. The official just said, back off, guys. It is Tri-State football. As Isaiah Graber's the man that ended up coming up with the ball, and the Panthers shoot themselves in the foot right here. Couldn't field it on a hop. Fulham couldn't get it. Picked up again. In retrospect, Kresser probably should have just fallen on the ball. They tried to pick it up and advance it. And all those illusions of grandeur go awry. As you can see, Graber's still fighting for the ball, and he's on top of the pile. It's Crusaders' ball on the Panther 22-yard line. And you almost wonder if there's some doubt starting to creep into the Panthers' minds right here, that the mindset may not be exactly where it should be.
First down, first down, first down.
Corbin White going upstairs, incomplete at the goal line. So it's going to be 3rd down and 6 on the 8-yard line. Get Morgan Eicher cutting the corner, determined effort. You see the linemen in the end zone of the football, and they're all celebrating, but the officials blew the play dead at the 1, where it's 1st down and goal. See Logan Vaccaro coming up with the football in the end zone. And the officials looking at each other. Did you see it? I don't know what to do. How would you see this play? The ball is coming loose, approaching the goal line, and Logan Vaccaro covers it in the end zone. So the play ruled dead just before the end zone, but watch this. It happened again. Talk about history repeating itself, and this time the Panthers are up with the football in the end zone. You're going to see a good look at this, courtesy of Matthews Ford once again. And see that ball pop out right in the middle of the scrum. Quarterback trying to feed it across. Right there it was. Mason Kalachek looked like the one to force the football. And that is a huge, huge effort for the Panther defense to keep the Crusaders out of the end zone and let them put another score on the board before the half. Your Facebook play of the game is brought to you by the folks at Civista Bank. This indeed is the play that kept the Panthers in the ball game here at halftime. Defense coming up with another big goal line stand. Ball's on the ground. Blue and gold in charge of the football with just 1.8 seconds to go in the first half. That's your Facebook replay of the game, brought to you by Civista Bank. Panthers on a touchback, get it out at their own 20, and we'll just take a knee and be satisfied with that to go into the locker room and have a rather lively conversation with the team to try and get them rolling in the second half. Panthers trail it in our first half of action at Strobel Field at Cedar Point Stadium by a score of 14-8. Second half action is right around the corner if you stay right where you are. Boy, we love that summer sight, don't we? That's just outstanding. Third quarter is up next, brought to you by GROFF Funeral Homes and Crematory on East Perkins Avenue in Sandusky and Precision Body and Frame on Sandusky's west side. There goes my favorite drop in the world from the Millennium. And it's, gosh, we're into Halloween weekends already, believe it or not. It's crazy, isn't it? Here we go. 90 degrees and it's Halloween weekend. So what's going on here? Your Civista Bank scoreboard has Tri-State in the lead, and they're going to get the football first in the second half. And the Panthers usually have to battle with field position because they only kick the ball short, and they're hoping for something to happen. But the opposition handles the ball cleanly. They get good field position, as Tri-State does here on their 48-yard line. Morgan Eicher carries for 6 to the Panther 46. And now it's Graber. Carries for 5 ahead to the 41-yard line.
Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. Come on, Rio. Rio. You're out.
You can see Rutger coming up out of that pile, limping a little bit. Play fake, roll out, and the big toss downfield. George Johnson. This is 25 yards right off the bat in the second half, and the Panthers' hole is going to get a little bit deeper. Great effort by Johnson, reaching for that goal line as he was going to the Strobel Field turf. A 20-8 lead, and now the extra point by George Johnson. Isn't that weird? That was the best snap of the game for their extra point, and that's the one they missed. Banging off the upright and falling back into play. So it stays at 20-8 on our Civista Bank scoreboard. There's Logan Vaccaro on the return. Good job originally of keeping his balance, but too many people downfield, and the Panthers start way back in their own territory at the 8-yard line. Let's pick up on first down. And we'll look again for Matthews Ford at Kyle West. And taking it right at the teeth of that Tri-State defense. And then good determination after being hit. Yards after carry. They call them yak yards. For the positive that time for Kyle West. Second down and 1 out on the 17-yard line. And, of course, important to rack up first downs here to get away from the shadow of your goal line. Bringing the Heat is brought to you by Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. Aiden Kresser into the right side of the line for 4 yards. Bringing the Heat is sponsored by Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated, established in 1889 on Columbus Avenue in Sandusky. From the 21 goes Kyle West. Kyle West. 44 yards all the way to the Tri-State 35-yard line. Watch this again. It's that same play we talked about before. You know, Ohio State knows it. Student body left. It's off to the races time. Nicely done by Kyle, a 44-yard pickup all the way down to the 35. And now Kresser takes his turn, and the Panthers are on the march again. Kresser for 20 yards. That takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line. And Kyle West gets stalled out for no gain. Second down and 10. There's those blasted snaps again, which is really hurting St. Mary's. A loss of 5 makes it third down and 15. Down and out of bounds on the near side of the field. Fourth down pass falls incomplete, so the Panthers have to turn it over to the Crusaders from the 15-yard line on first down and 10. So that magic the Panthers had in the first drive of the night just doesn't want to take center stage again. And a lot of it has to do with just bad snaps from center. 35-yard gain by Graber, getting them out of poor field position right out to midfield. 6 yards on the pass play to George Johnson. Here's Graber. Nothing doing. Andrew Fulham. Sabario Lynch, both there on the stop. Watch this again for Matthews Ford on the delay, stuffing it into the belly of Graber. And Lynch and Fulham right there to put that play down with nothing. A yard loss, as a matter of fact, bringing up a third down and 5 for the Crusaders. It's on the Panther 45-yard line.
Stop count. Watch the ball.
Signs of good business. Keep it local. Crush Wine Bar. Noble Axes. Axe Throwing. Dockside Cafe. And Pier Pub Bar and Grill.
Crusaders with a football in Panther territory on third down. We'll have Graber being hit hard by Rutger. In fact, knocking Jackson's helmet clear off. Second down and 8. Pass incomplete to the far side of the field would be third down and 8 on the Panther 38-yard line. See Toby Hammond, you can pretty much read his eyes. Thanks for the support of these local businesses. J Bistro, downtown Sandusky. NOMS Podiatric Medicine and Surgery. Goodtime, Lake Erie Cruises. UBS Financial Services. Koch Aluminum. On fourth down, Corbin White gets a lot more than what he needed. It's fourth down and 5, and he picks up 28 all the way down to the Panther 7-yard line. It's a first down and goal. And that's a touchdown to George Johnson. George Johnson, their kicker, also provides a good target. 6 feet tall. He's a senior. That play fake into the line, and then that rollout and pass by Corbin White, putting it to a wide open Johnson in the end zone. That was an easy 6. Climax is a 9-play, 85-yard drive. They'll now go for 2 points to try and make up for the one that they did not get before. Kind of slingshotted out there to Eicher, who couldn't handle it. And the ball goes back to the Panthers, now trailing 26-8, so they need some instant offense. On the touchback, they'll take over on their 20-yard line. There's your scoreboard for Civista Bank. Brings us down to the end of quarter number 3 off the 3-yard pickup by Andrew Fulham. And now it is going to be 1 quarter of football for the Panthers to try and get back, trailing now by 18 points. Yehovah Career Center. Erie, Huron, Ottawa County's vocational education, bringing you our 4th quarter, along with BGSU Firelands campus in Huron on Rye Beach Road. Your familiar sights of downtown Sandusky. And that's not a friendly Civista Bank scoreboard at all right there, with Tri-State leading it after 3 quarters, 26-8. Second down and 7 for the Panthers to start this second quarter from their 25-yard line. Aiden Kresser slips a tackle and picks up a first down. Ball popping loose after the whistle blew. So they've got a first out on their 33-yard line. Vaccaro, the motion man. Kyle West with the football. Hey, what's the problem, man? I'm 1, you're 2. You got a problem with that? Second down 11 after the 1-yard loss, back to the 32-yard line. Fumbled snap hurt that time. Kresser able to turn it into a 1-yard gain to make it 3rd down and 10. St. Mary's on their own 33. Now they've got to rely on something they don't consider their bread and butter, and that's throwing the football, and it's incomplete, intended for Rutger once again. We talked about a 7-yard kick earlier. This time, it's much better. Got a great roll. And the punt by Casper. Going to roll and get blown all the way back to the 14-yard line. 53-yard kick. That kind of turns the tables of field position back against Tri-State. It'll be second down and 6 on their 18-yard line. Well, it's another great defensive sequence for SMCC. Didn't that almost look like the punter had his knee on the ground when he took the snap from center? Officials didn't think so. Panthers get it back on the Tri-State 42-yard line. needing a score badly.
There we go. There we go.
Look again here for Matthews Ford. The effort by the quarterback Kresser. And he's got people not only tackling him, but trying to tackle the football as well, as you get a good look for Matthews Ford. 6-yard pickup by Kresser. It's 2nd down and 4 out on the 36-yard line. Aiden Kresser with all sorts of issues right here. Biggest one is just hanging on to the football. And a 12-yard loss. It's 2nd down and 22. Kresser again throwing the ball to the other team. Elijah Casper coming up with the interception down on the 11-yard line, and Tri-State is in business again. And the look of concern starts to envelop the Panther sideline. This is a team that last year the Panthers were victorious against. In fact, it was their only win of the season last year, 30-22. It's a 14-yard pickup by Corbin White. They'll get it out to the 35-yard line. And now look, you got number 80 in the backfield, Stephen Bossler. 3-yard loss, 2nd down and 13. Panthers can't get that stop when they need it. And here goes George Johnson. All the way from one side of the field to the other. That's a gain of 15 yards for another Tri-State Crusader first down. So running by George Johnson from one side of the field at the hash marks. Gets the defense flowing that way. Yep, I'm going to go the other way. Panther defense by Tanner Parkinson that time, making the stop. First down and 10 on the 47-yard line, and Graber will carry for 3 more. And this is what they call the coup de grace, or by the uneducated, the coup de grace. 50-yard touchdown, and that is basically the ball game. You see a low snap for them ends up with that little pitch forward to Eicher, who just streams down the left sidelines and won't be stopped. The last man that had a shot was right there in Tanner Parkinson. But it is Eicher, 50 yards for the score. And George Johnson for the extra point placement. And the Crusaders now with a 33-8 lead and only half a minute to play in this football game. So your Civista Bank scoreboard is going to be registering final here because, as you see on the kickoff, it was just a little floater that Tri-State picked out of the air. 10 yards, free ball. Nobody called for a fair catch, so it's open game, and Tri-State comes up with the ball. And they'll just run the clock out, and the Panthers fall against Tri-State by a final of 33-8. Coming up, the Panthers next are going to be going up against Danbury on Saturday night of the coming weekend. It'll be a good one on Saturday night at Strobel Field at Cedar Point Stadium. We'll see you next week with a dandy of its own right, the backyard matchup between the Perkins Pirates and the Huron Tigers, when we get together again on TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week.